welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing good. I know it's been so long that I have not been here, but whatever, now I am here. So I have really been into reading since past some years, and since the time lockdown started, I really just went into it because a lot of things were absent in our lives in this period, so I just had to fill it with something, and I chose reading to do that. So I just randomly had this thought ki why not recommend people some books which I really love. I wanted to keep it short, but then I still ended up with 10 books. I began with 5. I had an idea that I'll only keep 5. Then I thought, ki, theek hai, I'll keep 7 or 8. But then I was like, yeah, I just can't uh, remove any of these books from this list now. I'll have to make a video with 10 books. So please bear with me. So the first book will have to be from my favorite author. The first one is The Alchemist, and who has not heard about this book? This is a classic, epic, and does not need any introduction or any explanation from my side. It is such a beautifully written book in such beautiful metaphors, and I mean, this is spiritual. This was something spiritual. The time period when I read this, it was a spiritual time period for me. And this is one book which I'll go back and read again. I mean, I don't reread books often, but this is one which I will go back and read again. So it is very thin, if you see, compared to the books usually, and a very quick read, and it teaches you many important things, like a lot. The main thing this book talks about is omen, and if you don't know, it means a sign which universe gives you or something like that. So I won't say anything more than that. I don't want to give you any spoilers or anything, and don't want to spoil your fun of reading this book. But please, if you have not read this book, please grab it. And the second one is again by the same author, Paulo Coelho, and this is my all-time favorite book. Like, this is a book which, when it ended, when I read its last page, I was like, wow. I wish I can experience that feeling again. I would love to experience that feeling again and again, but even if I read this book again, I just know what happened, right? So that feeling just won't come again. And I really loved it in the end. This is the book's name is 11 Minutes if you missed it, and it's a story of a girl who decides to live life on her terms. Yeah, let's just say that she decided to live life in her terms, and then what happens in her life and how it ends. So yeah, it's a beautifully written book, really great, beautiful. Just please read it. Okay, so the next is this Sarah Pascoe's Animal. Okay, so this book I got from Book Exchange to her, and I gifted this one to her. And yeah, I got this, and I am so thankful to her. If you watch, this book is really nice. So it's by this lady, Sarah Pascoe. She's a stand-up comedian, and she has written this book about females, about women, about everything related to women, but from a comedy point of view, because obviously she's a comedian, so she has that talent and skill, so she has that advantage, so she has used it fully, and it is a very fun book. It will teach you so many things, not just boys, even for girls. I mean, we don't know a lot of things. We do certain things, and then we are now able to identify that this is wrong, this is right. But why did we end up here? Why did we end up thinking like this? How did our minds get wired like this? So all of that is described here in a very very fun way. It's not, no serious conversation is going on here. She's talking about very serious topics, but in a really fun way, so you are going to enjoy it a lot. Yeah, so grab it. Next is a very very recent read of mine, which is very very popular book. So it's my very first book from Murakami, Norwegian Wood. And I've always heard people praise Murakami, like, oh my god, his writing is so nice and this and that, his books are amazing. And I've always been like, what is this craze about? Aisa kya hai? So then I just bought this because this is supposed to be a very great, one of the greatest novels of his. So I was like, okay, I'll start with this. And I'm so glad I bought this. This book is written so beautifully. The details, the minute details. While you're reading this now, you will have an entire scene in front of your eye, in your imagination. It'll tell you the minute details of every scene and every emotion, and it'll just appear in front of you, what is happening, how is it happening, everything. It just portrays everything so nicely and teaches you so many things, and you won't even realize ki when did this lesson come and go. It teaches you so many things in such a subtle way. For me, I felt this is a very therapeutic book. This was a really therapeutic book for me. Like, it is a story. It does not talk about therapy or psychology or anything or any life lessons, but it is a story of a guy and his life. But inside that, there are so many life lessons from his life that you will get, and without targeting you, you will get so many lessons. It's like watching someone else's life, someone else making mistakes, someone else learning something, and you learning something from their experiences, and so beautifully. So this is a must read, and if you love details, this is your jam. Okay, next is this is a beautiful book. This is Becoming by Michelle Obama, and since it's a long book, I mean, for me it's a long book. It's, I think, the longest, fattest book among all of these. So yeah, I read biographies and autobiographies so much. I've started now, but I'm not used to reading them comparatively. But this was a nice book. It's Michelle Obama has written her story from her childhood to her being being a lawyer, to being the first lady, and then to leaving the White House, everything. And it teaches you a lot of things, like things you don't know about the black people. I won't say everything, but yeah, a lot of things from her experience that you don't understand. You don't know about how people treat you when you're black or when you're a woman in any business. Like in any business, if you are a woman in any business, there are some things that you'll have to deal with, and it's sad, but it's true. So it talks about a lot of things, and if you know her, if you've seen her interviews, you know there is a lot to learn from this lady, like a lot. You can never have enough of her experiences, her teachings. She is a great woman, and this is the reason she is probably the first person whose autobiography I bought and read and did not regret at all. And now there's Barack Obama's book is also out, and I have been wanting to buy it so bad, but I just have not been able to. But yeah, I will for sure buy it and read it. But yeah, this is a really nice book. Okay, the next one is this, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Beep. But yeah, so I started this book twice. The first time I started this book, I read it for I think 2 to 3 pages, and I I don't know, I just didn't get interested. I was bored or something. I left it. But then after some time, I didn't have anything to read and I just picked it up again. And I couldn't put it down. I loved it. So many things it teaches you, it tells you so many things, and it's just not uh, worth it to give other people importance or their opinions importance. I'm not saying just don't care about anyone, but don't care about them enough to let their opinions ruin your sanity. That's just not worth it. So this will teach you that. And this is a book which you can just go back and reread and mark some points and then go back to them, then again read, or just note down the important things that you think will work for you in a place, and then go back to that guide. It's a good guide. And if you live in India, you really need to be well versed in this art. It's very, very, very much required in India, because everyone has a very bad habit of, giving unsolicited advice. So you need to know how to just hear that, not listen and analyze and then doubt your own self because of that. The next one is, I don't even remember how many are done. I think this is the seventh. The seventh book is The Palace of Illusion. So when people have suggested this book, like people who like to read, and so I just ended up buying it. When I bought it after the lockdown ended and the Amazon started delivering, I bought it then, because what happened with me was, so in the beginning of just before the lockdown, I decided that I'm not going to buy any more books, because I have a habit of keep buying books and then I am not able to read all of them, and then I still keep buying more books, because I just can't stop myself whenever I see a bookstall or bookstore or something. So I just keep buying. So I decided that I'm not going to buy any more books until and unless I finish whatever I have. And then, just when I only had 1 or 1.5 books left, they announced lockdown. And in, I think, 15 days or a month, I finished those 1.5 books, and then I had nothing and I could not even get anything. So I was so frustrated. But as soon as Amazon started delivery, I bought this and I think a couple of more, and I do not regret buying this at all. So for those who don't know, this is the story of Panchali, who is also known as Draupadi, and if someone has read this, they know why I called her Panchali and not Draupadi. Um, and this is the story of Mahabharat from her point of view, because obviously everything happened. She was the center of the whole Mahabharat thing. So it is from her point of view. How did she feel? What did she want? What did she experience during the entire thing? So it has her experiences before Mahabharat and then after. Basically, this is her story from birth till in the end. It takes into account a lot of feminist issues as well, that Panchali faced, and everything, like whatever were possible at that time. um, you will still find that there are still things which are not pointed out, which you will point out now in the current times. But obviously you have to think that even though the woman was a feminist, she was in that time, centuries ago. So it will be slightly different from how you or I think. So, but still, there are a lot of feminist questions put up on the entire Mahabharata scene, and how we, pray or praise those mythological characters. So yeah, it's a good read. Oh my god, I love this book. The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur. So this is a poetry book, and I love poetry. I read poetry and I write poetry, and this is my one of the first poetry books that I bought. And so this book has poetry as well as some sketches, drawings, and it's all done by her herself. want a trial, or if you want to see how she writes before buying this, you can just go to her Instagram or just search Rupi Kaur poetry or quotes on Google. You'll find some great stuff. But still, if you like it, if you like her, or if you like what she writes, please buy a book. Don't just read stuff on Google and say कि हाँ ठीक है मैंने पढ़ लिया. That's it. Buying the artist's work is how you pay for their service. I mean, it all will be available. If you search, you'll find all of these books reviews or summaries on the Google. But then how are you gonna pay the artist who is providing you with such great content? You got to pay them. So this is how you pay. And this is one of those books which I keep right outside on my table, so that whenever you're feeling some kind of way, you just pick it up and read any page. Just open any page and read it. I have even marked some of them which are like, which relate, and which I relate to, and which resonate with me. So what I do is I just open up any page. This is full of emotions. I mean, you are going to feel multiple types of things when you read this one. It is full of emotions. Her emotions, then they reach you right to your heart, and then you feel those emotions inside your heart. So I mean, what better compliment for a writer? What better sign, evidence of their skill or talent, that they are able to touch your heart and make their emotions travel to your heart and make you understand what they're feeling. So she has the ability to do that. Just buy it. You won't regret. Okay, so I am going to end with this combo. So this is a story of a girl which is divided into two parts. So this is the first part. It is by Preeti Shenoy. Part 1, which is Life is What You Make It, and the second book's title is Wake Up, Life is Calling. So this is a story of a girl with bipolar disorder, and her from teenage to her young age, then her school, college, relationships, family, everything, whatever she goes through. So if you are not aware of bipolar disorder, it is a good book for to get some insight and to know some details as to how these disorders affect not just the health, but also all aspects of a person's life, their relationships, their occupation, their education, their obviously the mental well-being, but the social, the financial, the physical, every type of well-being. And it will help you make more sensitive towards the people who are going through any sort of psychological problem, not even a disorder, but any sort of psychological problem. It will make you more sensitive towards them. So once again, Life is What You Make It and Wake Up, Life is Calling by Preeti Shenoy. Okay. Want me to read a particular book or give my views, or just review a book, put it in the comment box. If you've read any of it and have anything to say about them, the comment box is open. And if you want me to make more videos about books or reading, please mention in the comment box. I will try to do my best. And don't forget to like this video. It's a really special video for me. And post the comments whatever you want to say about this video or about any of these books, or yeah. See you next time. Bye bye.